Hello, my name is Nelson Garcia, and today I'll be doing a live presentation on the world we avoided by protecting our ozone layer, particularly with international measures like the 1989 Montreal Protocol. The protocol mandates that a report be written each year to chart the progress of the agreement. This report determines whether or not the ozone layer is being replenished by the elimination of chlorofluorocarbons and other hazardous chemicals. One interesting section of this report details what the world would have looked like had we not taken any action on protecting the ozone layer. What we find is truly shocking. Now, as we see here oh, hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Hey, Mom! Of course I love you! So, did you get that stuff I asked you for? What? Diving flippers! I asked for a mocha latte! I can't believe you! Sorry about that. I can't believe she's trying to patronize me during my presentation. No appreciation for science. I'm sorry, Deidre. Anyways, in this chart we see the projected future. The future world at 2064. Now overall this world will experience global warming. It'll be hotter, sea levels will rise, but for the most part it will be habitable. Human life will be able to exist in this world. So let's put an eco-friendly smiley face here. Alright, this world for the most part is hospitable. Now prior to the Montreal Protocol, the ozone layer was decreasing each year by roughly 3%. Had we done nothing, this is what our world would have looked like. And we see a completely different environment here. 2/3 of the world ozone layer is gone. Because of that, we see UV radiation increasing on the surface by 500%. I didn't even know you could go past 100. So this planet in effect is like a big hole that allows UV radiation to be sucked in. Think of this planet, well, kind of like your first marriage. Nothing but a big hole. And in fact, let's use that analogy to explain the next figure. Here everything looks good and great, everyone's happy, then you have kids, then you gotta pay the mortgage, then your baby mama starts talking about how Stacy and Stephanie got this and she ain't got money for that, yada yada, and then before you know it, you realize you should have signed the prenup, or in this case, the Montreal Protocol. Yeah. Now by 2020, ozone concentration drops to 220 Dobson units, which is the units required for our planet to be considered a hole for incoming UV radiation. Some harmful effects from that will include UV radiation in mid-latitudes strong enough to cause sunburn in 5 minutes. Some major mid-latitude cities include San Francisco, and in fact almost all of California. Also Paris, Rome, and many other places, which obviously leads to skin cancer growing at an exponential rate. Nobody benefits from this climate, except probably the cast of Jersey Shore. There's also obviously harmful effects on all terrestrial life, including plants, animals, humans, and all their relations. Meaning there's less vegetation, so there's less food for humans and herbivores, meaning less prey for carnivores, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at the projected future, the future that we're heading towards. And we can see here that the Montreal Protocol has actually been pretty effective. Ozone will decrease, but it will build back up, and by 2064, we'll be pretty close to what ozone levels were in 1974. Ozone concentration isn't expected to return to 1974 levels due to global warming and greenhouse gases, but we'll get pretty close and the world will still be habitable nonetheless. Now, if we compare these two worlds in a chart, the significance of the Montreal Protocol is quite obvious. Again, by 2040 we'll see that the world will be a hole for UV radiation. This would be when we see conditions becoming dire. Now, in the real world, however, levels are actually expected to be increasing by that point. So, I think that ultimately the lesson here is that we avoided this world by international cooperation. Climate change is an international effort, and although we avoided this world, it's important to understand that the threat of climate change is still imminent. It's going to take an international effort in order to save our planet and life itself. My name is Nelson. Together, let's prevent global warming. Thank you.